Welcome into the CHGO White Sox podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app today and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Welcome into Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. It's technically a Friday for us, so happy Friday, everyone. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me is the full CHGO White Sox crew. We got Vinnie Duber on the far left. Follow him on Twitter at Vinnie Duber. He's our CHGO White Sox beat writer. He's got a brand new post about Andrew Benintendi up today at allchgo.com. Make sure you go and read that. That is free and unlocked for everyone. We also have Herb Lawrence in the middle.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. He's our CHGO White Sox community leader. Got a full show today, and it was already kind of pre-planned because our Hall of Fame bit from yesterday went a little bit longer than expected. So we're going to talk some AL stadium changes, and actually, thankfully, we moved it to today because we even got more news from Cleveland about their stadium.
Brand spanking new news out of Cleveland.
Right, thank you, Cleveland. And they got this whole video with creepy AI people walking around a fake space.
It was I posted on Twitter about the White Sox stuff we're going to talk about. They're throwing some bars up in the upper deck, and then someone replied with, "Oh, well, it pales in comparison to what they're doing out in Cleveland." I'm like, I don't know if if I have to go to those very nice looking Cleveland things, but be surrounded by people from The Sims. Is that really better? I don't know.
And also, it's going to be more full than that, right? Like, it just seemed like very much like this is a nice, fake fictional world where it's not crowded.
They were showing you.
Drunk.
They were showing you Cleveland in mid-April. Yes, I think is what they were showing you. Yeah,
a very tame Cleveland. But yeah, we'll talk about Comerica making some changes, Progressive Field making some changes, the White Sox making some changes as well. We have some Luis Robert video outside of the Butterfly Sanctuary, not still showing the sanctuary itself. And then we got the final, hopefully, version of who he play for, and we'll see if Herb can finally get a win.
Going for that clean sweep, Herb.
All right.
You feeling scared?
I mean, yeah, because I never do well. I usually start off all right and then just falter at the end.
Here's the thing, is I think if you lose this version, I think that we are now just going to have to scrap you versus Vinny and maybe put you on the same team and then get two more people in here.
Or I get to host and you get to do it versus Vinny.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because you're actually good at it.
Give me all players from when Sean was like 2 or 3 years old.
And we'll do all X-Sierra / FIP plus 317. Whatever the numbers you come up with, different stats you come up with.
Usually 317 is usually in those.
FIP 317 is one of my favorites.
It's my favorite too. You learn so much about baseball through that stat. It is the fielding Bible. Anyways, let's jump into some of these changes here. Guaranteed Rate Field is adding 2 viewing decks in level 500.
Bars, man.
Some bars, yeah. That's exactly what this place needed. Exactly what Guaranteed Rate Field needed. More bars.
Easier access to alcohol.
Yes, and you can see on the screen right here, we got the 500 level view bar, and they're basically just going to clear out some spots of the upper deck and make it a little bit more friendly to convene, I guess.
I mean, Guaranteed Rate is one of the only ballparks, if the only ballpark there, the 500 level, you cannot go down to the 100 level or 300, 200 levels because of, I think, mostly because of the Legues and that violence they had back there with Tom Gamboa. But if they're going to make you stay up there in your 500 level, this is a good peace offering to the fans who go up there. And I had season tickets for a 20-game package, I think, in 2021, and I was very sorely disappointed that I couldn't go down there because they do have better options down on the Craft Cave and what used to be the Goose Island and other places on the 100 level that 500 level people couldn't get to, even though I was a season ticket holder. I could not get there. So make a place up there that is bar that doesn't look like there's a lot of room there, but it's a good gesture for the people up in the 500 level who have been sorely wanting something different than what they've been getting up there at the 500 level.
Well, I instantly thought of the United Center, where I think all 4 corners in the upper deck there, they've got something similar to this. This actually looks like it's going to have some more seating, so you could actually go and sit and at a table and watch the game while you're enjoying a drink there. The United Center has just a bar, a tabletop there to put your drink and stuff like that. But as I said on Twitter, I went to the NCAA tournament that they had there last year, And we went to 2 games and stood at that thing literally the entire time. Nice. And it was great. I love to be able to kind of move around. Being a taller fella, the seats in some of the stadiums can kind of constrict you in a little bit. So it's good to be to go over and move around. As people pointed out, this is not the final version. I think this is just kind of the bare bones architecture when you do see that graphic. But listen,
they just needed some Sims. If there was some more Sims,
there were no
in there,
Sims there. That's the problem. But listen, I think it's awesome. It's just different, right? And as we're going to talk about with Cleveland, I think the bottom line is these teams have kind of underestimated how much people would just like to stand and watch the game versus sitting and watching the game. So to put some other stuff in there, I think is a great thing.
Well, and we want to go to the comments. Anthony Shulo, as a 500 level season ticket holder, it's about time they're doing something up there. Just need some better food options. And like AJ says, there's no elotes on the 500 level. That's inexcusable. And that would clearly improve the food options immensely just by putting elotes up there. But yeah, it is pretty bare bones when you get to the food, and that's why it's pretty disappointing for fans who probably see all the great food items that are down on the 100 level, and it's like, oh, I can't even go down there. So like that's definitely got to be frustrating to fans, and hopefully they could build that out. But you talked about Coors and the idea of their ability to have that, and I think this has to be the model, because you look at Coors and you see all the money that they bring in from attendance, but their team is never that good. And what people in Colorado talk about, and I know both of you have been there, is that it's like the biggest bar in Denver. And that's really maybe the vibe that I think most of these teams are going for. Again, it's a pastime. You don't really need a seat to watch baseball. You're kind of mostly there. Sometimes people are there just for the camaraderie.
Well, but there's a huge difference, too, between a lot of the offerings at every ballpark and the ones where you can see the game. Yeah. I mean, you go down on the main concourse at the Rate, there are a lot of places to sit. There's if you go down the right field line down there in the right field corner, they've got that whole big bar back there that you can go sit at and watch TV and everything. But you're paying to go to the baseball game. Why are you going to go sit at a bar where you can't see the game? The more things that you can do where you can provide people a different kind of experience, that bar experience, which people like doing, bars stay in business, but you can still see the game. I had some buddies last year who came to one of the games against the Orioles, stood in the back row of what is now the Miller Lite Landing, they stood the whole time, but it's great to be able to move around, to turn to each other and hang out. Plus, you got that bar top there, seeing the game while having easy access to beer. Who would have thought the winning combination? The more the White Sox can do that, I think the more people are going to enjoy that. You mentioned Coors Field; they got a giant thing out way up in the upper deck, out in the outfield, where you can stand and watch the game while drinking. Kauffman Stadium has something similar. Even standing in the standing room seats on top of the Monster at Fenway, which I've done. It's a fun experience. The more you can do to have people see the game, but still, like you said, hang out, I think the better experience that is for fans.
And Coors, it doesn't. There's 2 different ballparks right there. Coors is in my top 5 of the 19 I've been to. The White Sox are probably in the back 10. So, because it's just they thought about everything. I mean, it's got the advantage of the vistas in the background where Vinny's talking about in the party deck. It's up in the upper deck in the right field.
It's high.
It's high as hell. People absolutely love that place. There's no watching of the baseball game there. You can, but people are like, nah. When we went on a tour, they're like, this is our area. We usually sell out, and people just go wild about. And it's a show place for baseball there, too. So this is good. The White Sox are moving into the a right direction. And then they have something also that they talked about, looking back out to the city, right? Like a skyline view, I thought. Like they planned it earlier. I thought that was...
The Sox?
Yeah, I thought it was part of this, that they had a skyline view going the other way. The original architect should have had this ballpark facing the city. It would have been already awesome, but they have a chance when the Bears leave this town to maybe upgrade a ballpark. Maybe not Soldier Field, but I'm sure the mayor, current, or the one that's going to be taken over, would love the White Sox to have a showplace for baseball in the city proper. And so I like that they're doing this now, but I wish they would look forward to, hey, we're going to be moving this ballpark or moving this team from this ballpark to another place that is much better than this, because it's good, not great. It should have been so much better. Damn it, we had Baltimore's plans, and they're like, nah, we're good. We don't want Baltimore. We don't want to have that great ballpark, which is my 3rd best ballpark I've been to.
I'll tell you this. You're talking about more spots to stand and hang out and watch the game. You know what they should do? get rid of the whole suite situation on top of the fan deck and just make that
That's
an
what
area
I-
for folks to go stand.
No, absolutely.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that
Okay,
place.
yeah.
Like why is it rented out for parties only? Like that should just be a
and it's,
bar.
and
there.
trust me, it's fun. I've
Oh, it's
been
a
up
great-
there
yeah.
for a big suite type thing, and
Too
it's
exclusive, though.
It's great, but also like you could turn it into more of a fun atmosphere if you let people go out there. People are always standing out in that concourse anyway, out in the outfield. So
Better
yeah,
watch out
and
for
give 'em-
Lloyd
let
Balls.
them
too.
let them see the game.
Give them that elevated view and put them in Jim Thome and Aloya Jimenez territory. Absolutely. No, that was my first thought too. Was just because like that is very much like I think the only thing similar to Colorado, just because even with where they're going to put the seats in 500, it's going to be at sections 516 and 548. I think that's just higher than where Colorado is. I could be wrong too. I've never been to that park.
No, Colorado's is
up there.
Okay.
really high up there in the stadium, and obviously it's a mile high above sea level, but it's about as at the top of the stadium. I remember being up there and being like, "Oh,
They literally have
little
seats.
knees are shaking a little bit."
They have seats, a rows of seats of where you're a mile high.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're like
that's fun.
painted purple.
Hey, another one, fundamentals deck.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I
Vinny's like, fuck the kids.
Do you need? But do you need 2 to
I've never
3
seen.
decks of
You
it?
ever seen anybody up there?
I don't.
Yeah.
You ever
I
seen
don't
anybody
have
up there
kids, so I've never
doing
been
what?
there.
Playing wiffle ball with southpaw? Like, come on.
It was always fun when I went up there. My dad never wanted to take me, and I still went. You got to race Scotty Pods. They would throw you grounders. There was some pitching and batting cages up there. I was fine with the fundamentals deck. As somebody who's enjoyed it, I'm fine with that.
I was way too old before the fundamentals deck was built, so I have no use for it either. It can go away. I'm sure parents are out there like, no, it's a great way to waste 3-4 innings and we go home without spending a lot of money because you get in there for free, right? The fundamentals deck.
Yeah.
Do all your stuff like run against Scotty Pods, hit a wiffle ball over the fence, and then go home.
But I think that would probably piss off some of the families there is, all right, we're getting rid of the family-focused kids center, and we're putting in a bar, a 3-level bar in the fundamentals deck.
And
Hey.
yeah,
What makes more money?
Tell the kids have some money.
That's the thing is now the fundamentals deck will be like $5 to get in. And then there you go.
Cover charge for the bar at the ball game?
And we do have a super chat from Stefan Bardo. New owner eventually will come in with the new stadium. We'll see. Obviously, Jerry and the family has to move on. The Illinois Sports Facility Authority currently owns Guaranteed Rate Field. But yeah, you look at some of the stadiums that have been built, and the White Sox obviously, I agree, missed an opportunity to put the skyline in the background of their stadium, or even do the Armour Square Park plan, which I thought would have given you a more traditional baseball field like Camden Yards. But that one was built in 91. Camden, and Guaranteed Rate was built in 91. Camden was built in 92. Then you have Progressive, we'll talk about, built in 94, and Coors built in 95. So, I mean, Coors did kind of have 3 other brand new ballparks in front of it to be like, all right, this is the way to build it. And clearly they've built it out right. Progressive, not a perfect park, but it seems pretty average. You've been to it.
I initially went to it in the first year of Adam Dunn. Is that 2011, I believe?
The first year of Adam, that's how you mark time?
Yeah, because we went to the first game he ever played as a White Sox. He hit a home run, and we're like, yeah, here we go. We're going to win.
Yeah, 2011.
They were very happy about Lonnie Chisenhall coming up later on that year. But that ballpark at the time, I was like, ugh, this is terrible. It was April, so I'm judging on that. Courtney and I went last year on a Friday versus the White Sox. It's the walk-off. I don't know who hit the hit. Maybe Oscar Gonzalez hit a walk-off hit. But that ballpark is awesome. $2 Miller Lights before the game. $1 hot dogs on a Friday night. They were terrible hot dogs, but they're still $1.
These are your first top 2 things about how good the ballpark
Stadium
is.
was
The price
the
price of terrible food and beer.
Stadium was rocking. Like, the fans were nice. It was enjoyable. You can get around easily around that ballpark. It's been improved since I went there in 2011. So it's a little bit better. I prefer Guaranteed Rate a little bit more, but I think Cleveland and Progressive Field is getting up there. I had my 2 Ohio ballparks in my last spots, and Cincinnati's not moving, even though we're going there this year again. It's terrible ballpark.
I've always heard good things about Cincinnati, so I've always
There's
been
nowhere to
surprised
hide
that
from the sun. 0 places to hide.
you go at night.
I like the Prague.
Yeah.
I like the Prague a lot. I think, and of course, my number one criteria for a good ballpark is what is the music that they play. But so that is obviously why I like the thing there in Cleveland. They got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They know what they're doing. But I think it's a really good park. I think all the parks in the AL Central are good. I think there's maybe only one great one,
And that's
in
Kauffman Stadium.
Minnesota.
You're the opposite of me. Maybe because of my hatred for Minnesota. But
Vinny-
I don't like
Vinny-
the Royals either.
Vinny
I
likes
love
the glitz and the glam.
But here's the thing: I don't. There are a lot of new parks that I've been to that I don't like that are boring.
Yeah.
Like Washington, like the Nats Park. It's nice. It's not fun. You know what I mean?
It seems like Progressive Field, but just flipped. You know, they have the wall in right field instead of left field. Like, it just seems like kind of the same orientation.
I like Progressive Field better than Nats Park.
And apparently, if you're a
I forgot you're from Cleveland, Casey.
A media member, I've been to Pittsburgh, and that's really high for the media. Washington, it's like you're in the clouds. You're saying hello to Jesus below you because it's been really bad.
At Nats?
At Nats Park.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're high up.
Yeah. Kaufman's undefeated, but Progressive and Comerica, I actually do like Comerica a little bit more than Progressive. Twins, the reason why I don't rank it as high is because I had one of their signature dishes and it made me sick. And maybe that's, I'm judging all on my experiences.
On food. Yeah, it's all based on food.
Walleye on a stick, and I was like,
that sounds promising. That sounds like something you want to have when you're in Minnesota.
It was
Seems
all right,
a lot more dangerous than dollar hot dog, though.
But then, later on, it was not great. So I was like, man, Twins, y'all ain't shit. Man.
Ballpark
and the people are way too nice.
They're Minnesota nice. It's right in the name.
Goodness gracious. Like, you can't, they're sitting there on the walkway. You're, way past. You're not even in the crosswalk. They're just like, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm like, this is a city. Come on now. You're supposed to be driving past me angrily and waving your fist while I'm in the crosswalk. I was like, you guys are too nice.
All right.
Suspicious, Minnesota.
So impromptu rankings. AL Central. I'd go 1 Twins.
Okay.
2 Guardians. 3 White Sox. 4 Royals. 5 Tigers.
Okay. I would go Royals, White Sox, Comerica, Twins, then Progressive.
Ooh.
I've only seen the G rate, so
they're one. They're number 1 and number 5.
If I had to base it on vibes alone, I would say Kaufman. I just love the fountains, and I think that's just so unique. Then
and the Hall of Fame, you got to go there before they transition to a different ballpark. I love that place.
I don't see him moving.
Yeah, I mean, especially with them being so close to Arrowhead,
right across the parking lot from the Chiefs.
It's a great space. It has a bunch of parking space, a lot of tailgating action out there, away from everything. It's actually like in Independence, Kansas or Missouri.
I don't like that.
Missouri.
I want it downtown. I need it to be a city. I need to be a part of the city. That's why I'm so mad that the Bears are moving to Arlington Heights, which we're not going to talk about. But it should be, part of your city. You walk from downtown to the Twins Stadium. You get the neighborhoodness of the White Sox, even if it's not quite as neighborhoody as what's going on up on the north side. But I like that aspect of it. To be in the middle of an expressway, I don't love that.
Well, then what would you think, if your new workplace was Soldier Field? Would you be happy if the Sox picked up and the new owner, if there is a new owner, 10 years from now or whatever, and they decide, hey, we have all this open land right in the lakefront, would you be fine with that?
In my opinion, that is not what I would want to see for the White Sox, because I think it's north side, south side. Wrigley Field is in Lakeview. Guaranteed Rate Field is in Bridgeport. Those are neighborhood ballparks, and I think those are the best kind of ballpark. I think I also wouldn't mind them just moving Soldier Field. I know they can't because of the columns, but perfect world, you know what I mean? Let's have the classic Montgomery Ward watchdog of the lakefront, nothing there, just make it more park. I like that. But
Mayor Daley kind of X'd out Meg's Field.
One
time, do something rogue.
Exactly.
Just X out the stadium. Y'all can't use this. Sorry, in the middle of the night.
But yeah, they
destroy the building.
I think the Sox should stay on the south side. I know that technically Soldier Field's south of Madison Street, but still, that would be my opinion. But I could see something like that happening. Yeah,
I think it's especially if they tore down the UFO. Then there's all those old pictures where they still have the marble ads on the Soldier Field scoreboard. That's how old it is. And you could see the perfect sight line.
The ski jumping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you want to bring back the ski jumping.
I'm for it.
Your girl Lori's trying to build a stadium to try to keep the Bears a Hail Mary for the Bears. You should have been doing this a long time ago.
They're not going to own it. Yeah, they're way too late on that.
The Bears played great chess versus the city of Chicago, and they definitely won. And I wish that the next mayor, if it's her or somebody else, has a plan for that stadium, that space, because it's valuable. I would love the White Sox to move down there, but I know that fans don't, media people don't, because it's a nightmare to get to Bears games. Imagine 81 dates down there for the White Sox. I think it'd be a show place for baseball there if you can build that right.
It currently is, obviously not for baseball, but for football, the perfect spot in Chicago to want to have a stadium. Whenever you have that shot on TV, you got the lake on one side, the skyline on the other. You're right in the middle of beautiful parkland. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah. And then when
that's
they
why
zoom
I
into-
am just. I know exactly why the Bears want to move, but it's just enraging to me because it's silly. You're going to do that to go sit in the middle of a big parking lot out in the suburbs?
Right.
Come on.
What are you going to use
Everybody
all
can pregame at Chili's? Like, oh, that'll be fun.
the aerial shots of like the forest preserve?
Yeah,
like, great.
right.
Yeah, they're still going to use all the B-roll of like the actual beautiful city
Right.
and all that stuff, and then they're going to be like, oh, live from Arlington Heights.
Where's there to eat around Arlington Heights? Applebee's.
Yeah.
What place does what's his face their brother's own? Doesn't who's the McCaskey's? Doesn't like one of the ousted like brothers or nephews own a bar out there or something like that? I don't know. I think he's called into the Score one day and was like, "This is why they're moving out there."
McCaskey's got that voice.
Yeah, but he was like one of the kicked out ones, so he's less.
He got all
he's
Chicago.
one of the weird cousins.
You got all the accent.
He's not all hoity-toity.
We got so Progressive is adding some left field and right field terriers, kind of similar to what the White Sox are doing. Nothing massive like Comerica's doing. Cleveland's obviously going to improve the fan experience and the player experience. But
I mean, it looks awesome.
It does.
I mean, I think if I were a fan, if I were one of you guys going to watch a road game in Cleveland, I would love to hang out there all day in one of those big bars in the upper deck. Because, I mean, again, the rendering of what's going in at the rate is pretty bare bones. Who knows what that's going to actually end up looking like. The one at Progressive, they look gigantic compared to those ones.
I feel like we got a segment developing here. I think we got a draft coming up that I think will be pretty fun that we can do. Okay. But anyways, the one thing too with Comerica, with Progressive's updates and guaranteed rates updates, it's not going to affect the actual play in the field. But Comerica, they're moving in walls, they're shortening walls. Let's go to what they're doing here. Comerica put out a picture, the Detroit Tigers put out a picture of the changes that they're going to be making. Sarah, thank you. Oh, no. Thank you. The outfield wall changes, so they're going to be moving in center field from 420 to 412 feet, and then in the center field wall is going to be lowered from 8.5 feet to 7 feet. The right center wall, that is that big video scoreboard, is going to be lowered from 13 to 7 feet, and then that right field wall is going to be lowered from 8.5 feet to 7 feet. I went through every single fly ball that the White Sox hit Comerica Park. There wasn't.
It had to be fun.
It was not, and it got me into some trouble yesterday. But there was like 3 or 4 balls that like hit off the wall, but all of them were probably below that 7-foot mark. So I can say that the White Sox home run rate would not have changed going to Comerica, but still, like that 420 was ridiculous to hit it out to. So it will just make it a little bit more exciting, hopefully, and hopefully you'll get a little bit more plays at the wall. And I think that's something that they talked about as well. Like it should increase more home runs, but also allow for robberies as well. You're lowering the fences, so it should be easier for Riley Green to climb that fence.
Well, how many times have you been watching a game, whether it's the White Sox are playing or just anybody's playing at Comerica Park, and the ball goes to the right field wall, and the right fielder or the center fielder, depending on where it is, just kind of look up and go, boy, I hope this bounces right to me, and it's not a triple. Because it
happened to A.J. Pollock, and they lost.
They're just bouncing around off that giant wall out there. You can have a lot less of that because a lot of more balls are just going to leave the field completely. Hey, you know me. I like home runs, so more home runs, not a bad thing.
This is the second time they've moved in the fences, specifically from left field. Remember, where the
last year, right?
Where the
2 years
fan,
ago?
like, no, I'm talking about like 10, 12 years ago when they first had that ballpark. It was
the Orioles just moved their field.
That was
and
last
made it
year.
huge.
Yeah, left field out.
I thought Detroit, like where the bullpens are, those weren't newly moved in.
No, they've been there for a couple years, but like that was initially their home run field. Like, who the hell built this ballpark in Comerica? I'm sure Miguel Cabrera's like, seriously? Last year I'm going to play, you're going to move the fences in? Come on, man. I could have had 700 home runs by now if you guys would have played ball. But this is awesome because, yeah, that ballpark is cavernous and it's meant for triples, but the White Sox don't have a lot of triples hitters, so I want home runs. And home runs in Comerica would be awesome. The only people I remember going straight center are like Jose Abreu and Luis Robert going straight center to 420, laying up there.
Eloy hit one that was in that bushes last year, too. That was 450. That was their longest one. You were right, too, Vinny. Before the start of the 2003 season, the club moved the distance from left center field from 395 to 370.
2003, so just a little bit ago.
Yeah, just a little bit ago. So now after 20 years, they're finally rechanging it. we'll see what happens. It should just create more run scoring, and hopefully that's just more exciting to watch. Especially
and I like how they have the statues. The numbers retired, and the statues are right above the numbers retired on the wall. So you see left center field, you'll see a number 6. And you look up, it's Al Kaline statue right up from there. And it keeps on going down the line. Even Ty Cobb's there.
Well, that's the one thing with Guaranteed Rate. I know this is just very visual, and it's very minor, but like that was the one thing that I feel really like was unique about Guaranteed Rate Field was the pictures on the wall of all of the retired numbers. I thought that was so cool, and it's weird that they got rid of such a unique feature. So,
are you surprised? It was replaced with paid advertising.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. Corporate America.
St. Louis still does it with Ozzie Smith being doing the flip while he's in the field, and then Red showing the heist or whatever the hell his name. But that was a smooth move by the White Sox to have all the pictures of the retired players on the wall. But as Vinny says, money reigns supreme.
Hey, let's pay some bills for us, too. Let's take an ad break, then we'll go into Luis Robert. Maybe a celebrity boxing match coming up for Luis Robert. We'll get into that video right after this break. But the NFL playoff picture is locked in, and my go-to place for wild card round action is DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And to kick off the road to Super Bowl 57, new customers can place just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat bet each day of the wild card round this weekend. Just place any NFL bet of your choice, and if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. Action so good, why bet on the NFL playoffs anywhere else? And we have 3 games that I'm really excited for, or 3 leans that I'm excited for. I like the Giants as an underdog going to Minnesota at plus 140. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars at home hosting the Chargers at plus 125. And I like the Buccaneers at plus 125 to win against the Cowboys on Monday. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CHGO. New customers can get bet $5 on NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. We also got to let you know about pinsandaces.com. Once the NFL playoff season is over, all those guys will be hitting the links. Pins and Aces is the official golf apparel partner of CHGO. We love our Pins and Aces gear and get tons of compliments on and off the course. They're a family-owned golf and apparel business, and they make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, and even our favorite beer sleeve, an innovative product that allows you to store 7 beers right inside your golf bag and keep drinks cold the entire round. So check out pinsandaces.com and use code CHGO to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. I did see this, and I think the MLB should take a page out of the NFL's book, but they're going to Pro Bowl weekend coming up, right before the week before the Super Bowl, and they have the skills challenge coming up. Mm-hmm. And one of them is the longest drive. And I've seen Mike Trout hit a golf ball.
It's just football players golfing?
Yes. It just
that has nothing to do with football at all.
Right, but it's a skill competition. It's a skill.
It could be a skill of anything. I want to see, you want to see these guys paint?
Yeah, that'd be great. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
No.
Oh, hell yeah. No, that'd be great. Like Bob Ross style. And you get 30 minutes to paint whatever you can. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, they're not doing the regular football game anymore. They're playing flag football.
That's a good idea. That I like. I'd like to see the baseball All-Star game's pretty great. You don't need to change that necessarily. But if they were gonna, you'd watch MLB players play wiffle ball, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and especially what would they do with a wiffle ball? Like Dylan Cease throwing a slider. Imagine how that would move.
That'd be great. And then also though, I think you got to give the sluggers the big bats, right?
The big red one.
I know the banana bat's the classic, and that's the way to go. But the big barrel one.
You talking about the flat barrel?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just a big plastic thing that you can it broke all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was one version of that on steroids that was a 33-inch bat, but then it had the barrel was just flat on one side, so it was just like a cricket bat basically.
When I was a kid, they had those. So you remember the
bigger than that though.
Yeah, and plastic, right?
That's soft. That's to play inside.
You're thinking of a red plastic bat like that?
Big plastic one. But when I was a kid, they had the Mark McGuire one that was filled with air. It was do you remember this, Herb? It was it was a regular plastic handle and then a big Nalgene water bottle for the bat.
The Vortex.
Yeah. Vortex, exactly.
That thing is sick.
So the company that made the little Nerf football with the tail on it so you could throw it a million miles made these bats, and they were gigantic, and it was just the ball would go just forever. And
would it make sounds like
it made
football?
A huge dong whenever you'd hit it. But we lost the ball. Mm-hmm. that came with it. There was like special little Nerf Vortex kind of ball that went with it.
Power baseballs.
And so we lost the ball, so we started playing with a tennis ball, and it instantly exploded the bat.
Yeah, I mean, like that bat is insane. I don't.
Sarah, you're gonna want to Google Mark McGuire Vortex bat.
I sent it to you on Slack too, so there's already an image of that.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a blue one and a red one, but yeah, like that barrel is, I don't know what type of substance it was. It was like plastic,
full of hydrogen or something. Yeah.
And it seemed so flimsy too. It seemed like the what's that paper? It's just like that red thin paper.
Gray paper.
I guess, yeah. Like it just seemed like that material.
It's just smart advertising and marketing because you need that ball and that bat to work with each other.
Oh, yeah.
You can't use a tennis ball, which we used to use all the time with our league bats, because league balls are way too hard. That's what we call the regular baseballs. And we would just crush balls down the street.
With an aluminum bat, yeah.
Yeah, with an aluminum bat. But, yeah, when we played wiffle ball, like, we would lose the wiffle ball all the time, and then we would transition to a tennis ball, and it didn't work as well.
Yeah, but my favorite version of tennis ball baseball is basically longest drive. My cousin lived out in Lockport, so he didn't have a fence or anything. Like, it was just kind of this big open space behind
No
him.
fences in Lockport?
No fences in Lockport. The suburbs, you got miles to roam. So much space where we would be able to effectively use a metal bat and hit a tennis ball and not be able to hit a house. So basically it was, can you hit a tennis ball 400 feet? And that game is very fun.
That's another good thing with the tennis ball, too. If you do hit a house, you're not breaking anything.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Unless you just hit it directly at the window.
yeah, you got to be trying hard, though.
Yeah.
Or be real unlucky. There's also the junk ball. I don't think you guys ever played with the junk ball, but it was basically like a wiffle ball bat. But on the barrel, there was like a specific like piece
Sweet
of
spot?
plastic. Yeah, it was a sweet spot that if you just hit it, tanks all day.
Nice.
Let's move into some Luis Robert stuff. And obviously, we usually are talking about Luis Robert, the baseball player. But what about Luis Robert, the boxer? We got some Instagram highlights from Luis Robert working out in his driveway TO style.
Y arriba y abajo. 1, 2, 3, 4, uppercut. Sigo arriba abajo y 2, 3, 4, uppercut. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Duro. 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, so for everyone that is on the podcast version of this, you obviously couldn't see that and just sounded like a lot of grunting for 30 seconds. But Luis Robert doing some small little uppercuts, then some bigger punches, then some punches on the ground, some like crunches
He's doing
and
crunch
punches.
punches, yeah.
What do we make of Luis Robert's cardio?
What was that? The flank position punches? Man, I mean, they don't look like, doesn't look like he's working out really hard, but have you ever done any of those things solo without punching things? They're hard. Like a flank position or plank position? Those are hard as hell by themselves. And imagine just, going side to side on your body. Man's getting his core right this year. When you eat this trash pizza, you got to work out hard. So I'm glad that Luis Robert's out there getting his body in shape, and it's a great workout. Boxing gloves weigh a lot, and after a while, they're like weigh you down. So it's going to be having his guns looking right, his stomach's going to be all good, and ready to be driving some balls out of the ballpark this year without the wrist problems, too. I'm sure that helps him, too.
And without the Mark McGuire Vortex bat.
It's true. They should think about bringing that in. Pink boxing gloves. Those look cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
If
light
he wants
blue
to
cotton
use
candy
that
set?
use that color on his batting gloves, that would be the good thing.
Looks like that right
I
there.
don't understand why where are the butterflies?
I don't know. And that's the thing, too, is like we haven't seen any pictures from it. Like, I am concerned.
Do you
There
think
was
he
a
let him
joke.
go?
There was you made a joke that he like sold it off, like bought the house and then just cleared out the sanctuary.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't think
concerned.
he like gassed them or anything. I'm just
No,
saying
no,
that he
no,
like
no.
opened a window and they all flew away.
Yeah, or like
sure.
sold them off to some other sanctuary.
Yeah,
right?
he probably had to clear out the whole sanctuary to put in a Papa John's pizza oven,
I'm sure it takes a lot to
otherwise known as a microwave.
take. Is Papa John's our sponsor? Oh, no? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sure it takes a lot of time and effort and money to make sure that butterflies are well taken care of in his sanctuary. So, yeah, sell it off and make something else, Luis.
Well, and you know what's funny, too? I'm checking Luis Roberts' Instagram story right now. Our guy Billy Russo. I think this is the Billy Russo. It is, yeah. White Sox translator, and just a part of the media department of the White Sox, is filming Luis Robert and Oscar Colas working out today. So hey, the two outfielders getting connected. I did have this thought though, like, you know, you guys were around for MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch or boxing match.
Celebrity Deathmatch
like,
was really fun.
Who would Luis Robert be going up against?
I don't think Luis Robert is famous enough to be in Celebrity Deathmatch. He'd have to be in a very Chicago-specific edition of that.
Yeah, me either. I don't think he's. Those were like stars of stars. It was great. The
only one I remember was
Miles Lane.
There's some like Stone Cold one.
Mick Jagger versus Steven Tyler for the biggest lips in rock and roll.
The lip off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was Stone Cold versus some other bald guy, so it was bald guy versus bald guy.
NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys.
But we've seen all these, like, you know, celebrity boxing matches pop up. Jake Paul and KSI, some of these social media influencers. Exactly. There's also
These are celebrities?
Terrible people.
Some of the former NFL running backs as well. Le'Veon Bell and I think Chris Johnson went after it.
Yeah.
Frank Gore was one of them as well. I put together some people who might be willing to take on Luis Robert in a boxing match. I don't think Pitbull would do it, but maybe Mr. 305 versus now the Mr. Butterfly Sanctuary. Pitbull versus Luis Robert. I think it'd be an exciting match. Definitely would draw some eyes. Rafael Palmeiro.
Sponsored by Dr. Pepper, probably.
Yes, probably. Rafael Palmeiro seems to want to check anywhere, so I think he'd definitely be down. Former baseball player versus current baseball player. Also going to throw out Jorge Soler. Maybe trying to win over Pedro Grifol here, former Kansas City Royal, now
Marlin.
Now he's a Miami Marlin. Jorge Soler got turned around by Mike Tozar and Pedro Grifol, so maybe they're fighting for hitting coaches.
They have similar bodies.
Yeah,
similar
that was
body types.
So, and then I went to similar bodies. Luis Robert is listed at 6'2", 220 on Baseball Reference, and I looked up players with that body type, and I thought he could get revenge on Seth Brown. Seth Brown has very similar speed stats, 11 stolen bases compared to Robert's 11 stolen bases in 2020. He's 6'1", 223. Robert's 6'2", 225. It seems like a pretty good weight matchup here.
If I'm going to go the Celebrity Deathmatch route, which of course is animated and not real,
yes,
it's got to be La Pantera versus an actual panther.
I think that's a good one. I'll take that one. And hey, maybe Luis would be able to win because he'll float like a butterfly.
And the band Pantera comes in late.
The band Pantera, there you go.
Comes in late.
Lead singer of Pantera versus La Pantera. There you go.
Final one I wanted to throw out, and this was obviously a joke, but since it is animated, we're throwing out Panthers, we're throwing out bands. Why not throw out a dead guy? Did you know Babe Ruth was 6'2", 215? So imagining just outfielder versus outfielder.
That'd be so tall in the 1920s and 30s. 6'2"?
Yeah. And 215 is questionable.
He was hitting his head on all the doorways.
Very questionable. That man was no shorter or no less than 245.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's like Andrew Vaughn being 6 feet tall. I just don't believe it. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we're going to get into our game show, who he play for. We'll take a quick break. Got to let you know about DraftKings Pick of the Week. Again, it is in the NFL wildcard weekend, and you will get a free bet this weekend on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for the NFL. All new and existing customers can get a no-sweat bet each day of the wildcard round this weekend. Just place any NFL bet of your choice, and if it loses, you get a free bet back up to $10. Action so good, why bet on the NFL playoffs anywhere else? My pick of the week is TJ Hockenson to score a touchdown. It's at plus 215. I do think he'll score against the Giants upcoming. I think the Giants will win that game, but Hockenson in this last game against the Giants had 2 touchdowns, and I think he will continue that. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CHGO. New customers can bet just $5 on the NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook, and use code CHGO when you sign up. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Also got to let you know about Chi-Town Cornhole. When we've been out at our tailgates, we've always been using our cornhole boards from Chi-Town Custom Cornhole. They're the #1 cornhole provider for Chicagoland and Illinois since 2007, and their signature box style can be designed, digitally printed, covered in vinyl, and painted. Their cornhole boards come in with built-in drink holders recessed in on the back, LED lights that light up the hold, and exterior handles for easy carrying and handcrafted scorekeepers. They are a veteran-owned and operated company, and they can ship anywhere and offer local pickups for your next gift in your life, whether you're giving a gift for a tailgate or backyard barbecuer or a wedding gift. Make sure you're checking out their website, ChiTownCornhole.com. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at ChiTown Custom Cornhole boards. Thank you for the support, Chi-Town Custom Cornhole Boards. Also got to let you know about FOCO. We've told you about the fantastic bobblehead selection that they have, the Dallas Keuchel Gold Glove bobblehead, the Andrew Benintendi University of Arkansas bobblehead. Chicago, you've already got the best coverage for your favorite teams.
Those two guys both went to Arkansas, by the way.
Did they?
Yes.
Wow, they love their Razorbacks.
They do.
There's probably a James McCann one out there as well.
There might be.
Chicago, you've already got the best coverage for your favorite team, so get fitted in the best sports gear around. FOCO has you covered from Soldier Field to the front room, north or south side, with hoodies, slippers, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in between. Get decked out like DeMar with apparel from the leaders in sports merch and collectibles. FOCO, that's FOCO. If you're looking for the perfect gift for the football fan in your life, FOCO's got you covered with hoodies to fight that Lake Michigan breeze. So check out FOCO.com. Again, that's FOCO. Or click the link in the description. And for all non-presale items, use the promo code CHGO for 10% off. Again, FOCO.com, FOCO. Let's get into who we play for. This is the third version of this. I do have more rules for you guys, and then we'll jump in. So each round will feature a former White Sox player. Okay. I think that's pretty clear after we've played this now 3 times. We're not going to stray away from that rule. The starting bidder, now referred to as player 1 in these rules.
Okay.
Player 1 will be predetermined before the game. Today's player 1 is Herb. He will be the starting bidder. The starting bidder will hear the player's name and how many teams he's played for. Player 1 must bid on how many teams they can guess correctly. If player 2, that's Vinny, believes they can guess more teams correctly, they can outbid player 1. If player 2 does outbid player 1, their turn will start immediately, and they have to reach their bid. So, if Herb says 2, you say 3, you have to guess 3, and you have to do it right away, unless player 1 can clear the board, which they can say clear and effectively name every team the player played for. If the player 1 cannot name every team, they will be docked a point. So basically, if Herb, I give you Andrew Benintendi, you say 2, Vinny says 3, and you're like, no, I could probably clear Andrew Benintendi's teams, you could say clear. You only get one of those opportunities,
okay.
And if you do that and you don't get it right, you get docked a point. So there's ways to lose points as well. Again, if a bid is not reached, the player who is outbid can clear the board to gain the point. So if you say you can do 2 and don't do that, Vinny can clear the board and get a point. So you can steal effectively as well.
Clear it, or you have to name one more than me.
To steal it, you have to clear it.
Okay.
So if you go 2 for Benintendi and he's not able to do every single team, he does not get a point. You're only able to get a point if you reach the bid that you've given, you successfully clear after you're trying to outbid somebody, or you clear in stealing. 1 point will be given out each round. If a player makes a bid and accurately matches their bid, they get a point. If the player is outbid, they can clear the board to gain a point. And there is one lifeline. Each player will receive 1 steal. To successfully steal, the player must reach the current bid. For example, if player 2 bids 3 teams and only correctly guess 2 teams, player 1 would just have to name 1 more team to effectively steal a point. You don't actually have to clear to get that point. You just have to match the original bid.
Okay.
I got it.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yes.
Anyways,
You can feel free to correct us.
Do me a favor, Sarah, if you could. Take these comments off for a second, because I don't want these people to be influencing our answers.
The last comment too was sign Shohei Ohtani to a $500 million deal. So obviously we'll get onto that.
Who's going to be
too.
doing that? The White Sox?
We are. Yeah, I think
or
we
us.
are. Yeah, I think
CHGO White Sox.
So make sure you're sending in super chats and make sure you're hitting up that thumbs up button. Did we get to the super chat from Stefan Bardo? Okay, we did that? Okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure. Thank you, Stefan, too, for that super chat. You're always very much supportive of us. All right, Vinny, or Herb.
Yep.
You're our starting bidder.
Okay.
Round 1. First player, Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn has played for 5 teams. How many can you name?
I can name 4.
4.
I can name 5.
You can name 5. All right. Vinny, name 5 Lance Lynn teams.
St. Louis Cardinals, Minnesota Twins,
Damn it.
New York Yankees, Texas Rangers, Chicago White Sox.
Vinny gets the first point today. That was one of the guys that you've met. I've said you've met possibly 3 of these
Up to 3
players.
of the players we'll be talking about today. I have met Lance Lynn.
I know you have met.
Forgot about the
Lance Lynn.
goddamn Twins.
Yeah, that was a difficult one because I wasn't sure if people were going to remember the Twins and the Yankees.
I remember the Yankees because they made him shave his beard.
Yeah, he was traded mid-season too,
Ugh.
so that one's
Not a good look.
No, a weird team for him to play on the Twins too. Just doesn't fit. Round 2, I know you've met this guy, Vinny. Liam Hendricks. Since you did not have the opening bid, will have the opening bid here. Liam Hendricks has played for 5 teams as well.
He's played Major League Baseball, appeared in Major League Baseball games for 5 teams.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say. I guess I would say 4.
4?
Yeah, I can't think of the 5th. Yeah.
I can't think of the 5th either, but I got to go for 5th because he knows the 4, so I'll go for clearing it.
Okay. All right, you're going to clear it. Bold strategy, Cotton.
I mean, otherwise I'll be down 2-0.
Yeah, but he can also just be wrong.
Oh, he's going to get those 4. That's easy. I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays. He pitched for the Minnesota Twins, the Oakland Athletics, the Chicago White Sox, and I'm trying to think of the 4th team that he would have pitched for. I'm just going to say that he pitched for the 9 Mets.
That is incorrect. You went 4 for 5. You have 1 steal. You just have to name 1 team if you do want it. If not, you could pass, and we'll go along.
I'll keep that in my pocket.
All right, no points have been given out to this one. It is currently 1-0.
See,
What
that
was it?
That was a great strategy for me.
What was it?
Kansas City Royals.
Oh, I didn't know he played in the majors for them. I know he was a part of the organization, but I didn't know he actually appeared in a game.
I think it
about
was
that?
for 1 season. I don't think it was too long. I just realized I had his baseball reference already linked, but I went the hard way and Googled it,
There you go.
which is very smart of me. Yeah, he pitched in 6 games for Kansas City in 2014.
There you go.
So not too long of a stint there. Round 3. Have you met this guy, Jim Thome?
Yes, I've met Jim.
All right,
Thome.
so you've met 3 guys.
There you go.
That was the one question mark. He's around. You know, Jim Thome's around.
He is. It's true.
6 teams Jim Thome has played for. Can you name them? What's your
Mine?
bid? Yeah, you're the opening bidder here.
I got to name all 6. I can clear it.
Okay.
Can I?
I don't know. That's the game.
Okay. Cleveland Indians. Then he went to the Philadelphia Phillies. Then he went to the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox traded him to the Minnesota Twins. After the Minnesota Twins, he went back to the Cleveland Indians. Jim Thome, Gentleman Jim. Golly. Why am I not thinking of the team that 2 teams that he played for?
Probably because you can't think of them.
I'm gonna say because everybody does it, the Dodgers, and Jim Thome's last team would be. Why am I not thinking of it? Detroit.
Very valiant effort. You went 5 for 6. Vinny, do you want to use your steal here to polish off Jim Thome?
You got the 5 that I knew.
So no.
I'm not going to risk it.
All right,
No.
0 point there. And 2, if you are stealing, you're not going to lose a point. That's
Sure.
only if you
But
are
you only get
trying
to use it once.
That's
Right.
You only get to
Yeah.
use it once, but
Right.
that's only if you're the opening bidder and then you
Gotcha.
go for a clear.
Gotcha.
Final team, Baltimore Orioles.
No
You
shot.
pulled the Dodgers out of your
Yeah, I knew
butt.
I knew the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I would have said the Dodgers.
That was his
yeah.
team directly after the
Yeah.
White Sox. He
That
didn't
was
trade him to
the only
Minnesota.
thing because I remember Maddox went there, Rob Ventura went there. I was like, that's where they go to retire.
So right now it's 1-0.
2-0.
Vinny is leading.
I thought it was 2.
No, Vinny has only got 1.
Oh, you only got 1,
Right?
Vinny?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
you
only gotten to play once.
Yeah, you've
Okay.
only gotten Lance Lynn 1 point here.
Yeah.
So
Baby.
round 4, you are the opening bidder.
Okay.
You have not met this person, I don't think.
Okay.
Esteban Loaiza.
That is true. I've not met Esteban Loaiza.
He has played for
can?
8
boy.
teams, 8 Major League Baseball teams.
Oh my God. I can definitely do 3. I'll say 3. I'll do 3.
Thank you, Sarah,
Thank
for
you,
the
Sarah.
timer.
That was going to go on forever. 3.
3. Can you outbid him?
I am.
You gonna let him play?
I mean, he got his 3, so I got to just do 4.
You got to do 4. Do you want to do 4?
No, but I'll do it.
Okay.
I know he played for the Yankees. I know he played for the White Sox. I think he played for his hometown Padres. And I'm going to go with the Texas Rangers.
You were 3 for 4. Did
Fuck
not
it
play
off.
for his hometown Padres, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Texas Rangers, the Toronto Blue Jays, the Chicago White Sox, the New York Yankees, the Washington Nationals,
Pittsburgh is
the
so easy.
Oakland A's, and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Booyah.
I'm assuming you didn't want to steal, especially since he got
I would
it
have
wrong.
had to name all of those.
Yeah, you would have had to
That's
name
the rules.
all of them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
don't-
I had 2 that he didn't name. I knew the Blue Jays and the A's, but yeah, I couldn't. I
I
couldn't
could
go
look
more.
at it.
Yeah.
I could see him in those nice Blue Jays cutoff jerseys. Man,
with the muscly Blue Jay logo.
Yeah.
He had the maple leaf tattoo on his arm. That was great.
You still get to bid here, though.
I think he's in the.
as it works.
I don't know if he's in Mexico or San Diego right now.
I think he might
Esteban.
be in prison.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Oh,
know he's
okay.
in jail.
Yeah, I think
They're
I think
selling the yayo down there.
He was having fun. round 5, you are the bidder here, so
Okay.
you can tie it up. It's 1-0. Round 5, 10 teams for this player, former
Jesus.
White Sox, and I don't think you've met him, Royce Clayton.
I have not met Royce Clayton.
I have
that is
met
true.
Royce Clayton in the dugout.
Hell yeah.
He plays a mean
Miguel Tejada.
Miguel Tejada. They come to fall and fall. Do I count that as the Oakland A's? Let's see.
10 teams.
I can name 4.
Do you want to let him play?
Yeah, go for it.
Go name 4 Royce Clayton teams.
Royce Clayton played for the White Sox.
Correct.
I got that one right.
Free space on the bingo card.
I'm pretty sure Royce Clayton played for the Cardinal. Royce Clayton played for, I'm going to say the Dodgers again. And what's Royce Clayton known for? Royce Clayton. I'm just going to go with the Oakland A's.
2 for 4.
Damn it.
Yeah. Giant.
Can Vinny steal?
I would have to name 8 more
Do you
Royce
want
Clayton
8
teams.
and 8?
No, I
you
do
could just
not.
win the game.
No.
You're already up 1-0. Royce Clayton for the Giants,
Giants, I
Cardinals,
should've went that
Rangers, White Sox, Brewers.
Wait, I got 3 of those, didn't I?
No, you said Dodgers and
Oh, okay.
A's, and he did not play for any of those. Milwaukee, Colorado, Arizona, Washington, Cincinnati, and Boston. Those are our final teams. And I'll save the tiebreaker for next time because he's
'Cause I won again.
He's a pretty good one. You won again.
It wasn't a very good
Congratulations.
showing by either of us, but
Hey!
I did win again. There we go.
I thought I made the game easier, and you guys only got one. And there was only one comment. Melissa said Baltimore. So
For someone.
I think it was Jim Tomey. So
Oh,
shout
okay,
out
there you
shout
go.
out to
Good job,
Melissa for that one. She got that one. We'll have to definitely figure out.
I'm no good at that damn game.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out something else for us to play. Maybe next Thursday.
Where he went to college. I'm good at that.
You're good at that?
Yeah.
I think what you need, I know it already takes up a significant amount of time, but I think what you need is more rounds with the smaller number of teams.
Okay.
Like once we get to guys who played for 10 teams, we got no shot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe too. Like, I just if you can name like 2 more Royce Clayton teams, you don't have to clear the board of Royce
Right,
Clayton.
right.
Well, hey, there'll be a 4th version.
It's
of who he
it's
played
always
for.
a work in progress.
It
isn't
will always be a work in
By
progress.
the end of the year, we'll have it down, and it'll be national.
Yes, and I did just see another like pop up. So while you are here, make sure you are liking the video. We really do appreciate you guys supporting our CHGO YouTube channel. I know Kevin's been talking about the views that we've gotten so far through January, and it's been a big month, and we really do appreciate everyone who comes here daily and supports us. Make sure you're subscribing to our channel, liking the video, and we really do appreciate everyone commenting and giving their thoughts in the chat. You can check us out at allchgo.com. Vinny has a brand new article about Andrew Benintendi up there, and you could also join and become a diehard there. You could join our CHGO Discord channel where you're able to ask us questions and chat with us. You get a free shirt once you join, and you also get a membership card. So make sure you check out allchgo.com. Join the fun. That's Vinnie Duber. You can follow him on Twitter at Vinnie Duber. He's our CHGO White Sox beat writer. That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. He's our CHGO White Sox community leader. And I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Thank you to Sarah for producing the show. And we'll talk to you Monday at midnight for our pod-only podcast. Talk to you then. Go Sox.